basically like little blips. um,
Just threaten him with a snake. Just be like, I'm gonna bring a
Really?
snake in here.
That's not what I
anyhow,
wanted to do.
Are we live?
Yes, we are live, and I'm, forgot what music I was playing, so there we go.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. So anyhow, last time you guys essentially just kind of made your way back. That was for the most part what happened. Made your way back to the outskirts of the castle. You did have a couple of logistical things to take care of. You guys also, what was I gonna say? Kind of experienced some interesting things happening in the evening. Does anyone recall what those things were? One of those
Hallucinations from drugs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we ran into Orla.
Yeah, exactly.
Hallucination.
So joined you all. You're now kind of accompanied, and she kind of like quickly escorts you through, and then you guys get back to the same location. Yeah, and so when you guys get there, as you're kind of going down this kind of like valley here to cross that like dangerous path there, you do so, but you kind of spot from atop what seems to be a frost giant waiting for you all. And after some, I would say some harsh, maybe sharp, I don't know what kind of language I would say Bofades used. Wasn't the most charming. You did kind of pretty much we're about to start combat here. And so that's roughly what happened.
I believe the word is instigated.
Oh yeah, definitely instigated for sure. So let's bring us the map here. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something that I thought was kind of fun before I let's see if you guys can see this real quick. I wanted to give you guys a kind of an idea of like the path that would it look like. I don't know if you guys how you guys were envisioning this, but essentially how I envisioned that like narrow path would look like is something like this to some extent.
Oh shit! Okay.
This is not. OSHA would be mad about this. There's no guardrail. Come on.
Yeah, like it was essentially like so. You could still walk. Normally it's like relatively. It's not super like narrow, but there is some sense of discomfort. Take a slight misstep. It is. It's rocky, it's snowy, there's a little bit of ice. If you were moving quickly enough, like you could slip and, fall to your death. So I was like, I was trying to like find things that kind of like, paint an image of what those things look like. Unfortunately, not every image I can find directly resembles how I'm envisioning things, but that's fine. Let's go to where you guys are actually at. So you guys are kind of like at the top of this rocky terrain here, and I would say like to give you some idea, you guys would just kind of follow this path to the right, and that would take you to the other map where the entrance of the castle was. So really this would be a bit smaller, but for the sake of having a relatively decent map, not just finding in a really tiny corner, I figured I'd make something different here. Now, unfortunately, I do not recall how the exact positioning of you all, but all I do remember is that Bofades was definitely taking point here.
Oz would not be that close to Bofades.
Yeah, so...
I mean, I'd stand in the back and watch and be amused, but I will trade places with Oz.
Yeah, so let me unpause you all. So if you guys, before we start combat here, if you guys kind of want to reposition yourselves a little bit, Obviously, you don't want to fall off the cliff here, but
Hold on, I'm getting it.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. This would not be that far. Probably there.
Okay, so let me add all to initiative here. Okay.
So, did my fairy fire get off before the or is it roll initiative and then we'll do that?
No, I think you do get it off. Thank you for the reminder.
'Cause I think Fades did that.
Okay, so why don't you, if you want to delete or recast it again, just for the effect, the range.
Let's see. It's just
Oh, yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Looks like we're
20
getting
foot
closer.
cube.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
because it was on the other. Yeah, that.
On the
makes-
other map. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I will roll that deck save though. Oh, I had all of you roll that deck save. Oops. It's like, what the heck? Why are you all highlighted? Okay. Well, if it makes you feel better, I apologize for rolling free roll, but the frost giant failed. So, what is the effect of that here?
He is now lit up. Can't be invisible. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Okay. All right. I will mark him as such.
Now my dumbass gets to try and maintain concentration. This is my first spell that I've had that requires me to do that.
Well, perfect.
Pretty sure I'm not concentrating on anything at this time.
Oh yeah, make sure you guys check your statuses. Okay. And then it looks like I see another shot off there from
Yeah,
Zoran.
that was yeah. That
Okay,
was
yeah.
my vicious short bow of force. And I
Okay.
attacked with 18 and damage.
Okay.
9.
18 does indeed hit. And I will deduct said damage to him.
How about your force though? Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, are you guys all roll for initiative?
I think I still.
It should be all in the tracker there.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Okay, it looks like we're just.
And Asila, we didn't have bonuses from you, right? I can't remember.
It would just be for saving throws, I believe.
Okay, great.
It's this.
Or what's your perception? Or what's your wisdom modifier? Sorry, what's your wisdom score?
I
It's a
need to
plus
move
3.
that. Darn it.
And what's your dexterity?
Plus 3.
So your initiative roll should be +6. Because your
Why does that
initiative
show
rolls,
plus 3 and a plus 0.
you should be +6 because you get Gloomstalker gets to add your wisdom modifier to your initiative rolls as well as your dex.
You've been starting slower every time.
She's also
Yes.
she's also supposed to be invisible in darkness, where creatures that can see her are relying on dark vision to see her. She should be invisible to all of them.
Whoa, where were these things?
Because I did.
We always play in bright light. We always
Yeah.
adventure in bright light.
We've never been in
Um,
darkness before, ever.
Well, yeah. So my umbral sight or whatever. Yeah, I had that on my last character, and I guess I didn't realize that's how it was played.
So
I
we've
just
only been
figured
in this
everyone
campaign
was-
for like 2 years, and we're just now figuring this out.
Now, to be
Well,
fair, more recently.
the umbral side I had on my last character, but I just didn't know that. Like, yeah, I guess I just didn't ever ask if someone was relying on dark vision. I just figured, they can see me. It's probably fine.
I mean, that's like one of the biggest things of your class, the Gloomstalker Ranger, is that
Because
ability.
you get advantage when you're invisible.
Yeah.
And creatures get disadvantage attacking you.
Wow.
What the fuck? Why you been climbing up into a hidden box?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just shut
not?
the lights.
Just because you guys don't want to climb into a hidden box, that's not on me.
We need to start planning all of our fights at night.
Yeah, I mean,
Have we? Okay, with the exception of one person, have we died?
I mean,
Oz like, I have all these horrible scars.
Yeah. Lathander was like, I'll bring you back to life, but you need a therapist.
Zorn's like, did you die though? That's essentially.
Yeah, but did you die?
I mean, I'd have a very hard time using lay on hands on you if I can't see you or
Well,
healing
just
you.
Don't rely on dark vision, and you'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, more recently, it hasn't been too big of an issue. A lot of these creatures may have it, or of some sense. But yeah, definitely going forward, use that. So we'll start with top of the round. Jimothy. Oh, actually, sorry, Zorn. What do I need to add to your initiative? Plus what?
A +3. Well, basically, it should be my dexterity and my wisdom. But I was gonna test it out, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh,
I did
wait,
that 3
you
for now.
just did it. Okay.
I will update that. So then, actually, you will go first. If I add +3 to your initiative.
So if I'm able to, can I like roll this again to make sure it's going? No, because we already have our initiative.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
why. Yeah, I just added +3 to yours. So you actually get to start. So you get to hit
Cool.
strike again.
Okay, yeah. So let's I got my nifty sword out, or my short bow out.
Do you have a +3 modifier to your wisdom?
That's my after.
Because
Oh, wait. No, it's a 0. That is right.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
3 and a 0. Sorry. I think you were asking me perception earlier, and I said I had a +3 for my
I
perception.
did ask
but
perception, and then I was like, wait, what's your wisdom modifier? Sorry.
my wisdom is a +0.
Okay, then it's fine.
Then never mind then. I will bring you back.
Everything was right.
Shoot. Okay.
yeah, because I mean, I just hovered over and saw that your passive perception is 13, and I'm like, well,
Okay. So top of the round again.
if you're proficient in it, that would be the proficiency bonus. That'd be where the +3 is coming in.
It's hard being murder hobos.
All right. That's nobody claimed that we're professionals. I certainly didn't.
I don't get paid for this.
Yeah, I've yet to get my paycheck for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't seen any Venmos from you guys for that. So.
The
Okay.
check.
Timothy, what do you got for us?
Okay. Well, I guess I will move into my range of my weapon. So 5, 10, what's that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 10, 15, 20. Okay, one more. Here. Okay, and I will throw my psychic blade.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do have advantage because of the fairy fire.
Perfect. 26.
Yeah, that'll do.
I'll re-roll that die.
Okay.
Couldn't Orla be on the map too?
Okay,
Yeah, sorry. Oh gosh. Let me throw her on her real quick. It's like, wait a minute. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Literally, her whole thing is she was gonna help you.
She's also invisible. Just kidding.
Yeah, she's gonna help us by staying out of our way.
No, I know that's commonly how the NPCs help you, but she actually intends to help you. Okay, I will deal with that. Oh my goodness, my computer is struggling rendering your dice here. All right.
The 24 with sneak attack, 24 psychic.
Yeah, that'll do a number. Goodness. Oh, you rolled the same damage. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, another one. And I guess I'll bonus action draw another one.
Okay.
Dang, good rolls. Try for crit, I guess. For another one. 5 more damage.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else?
I think I moved 20 feet. Oh, I'll just stay where I'm at. It's fine. That'll be it.
Okay. Okay. All right. We will start out. Moving up forward, it is Zoran. Zoran, you're up.
Okay, I will bonus action Hunter's Mark. Obviously, the one guy we have on the screen. And then I will shoot off my vicious short bow of force. And with my umbral,
So you get advantage on the attack.
should get advantage on it.
Yep. I'll hold you guys to there. Let you guys hold each other to there.
Okay, so a 16 to hit.
Okay, a 16 does hit.
Great. So I'll get an extra D8 for my Dread Ambusher and my Hunter's Mark. So a total of 15. 16.
Okay.
And then I will attack one more time. I get 2 attacks on the first round. Yeah. One more. So 23.
A 23 doesn't need hit.
And then my Hunter's Mark again. Can I roll higher than a 4? Savage attacker, that one. Nope. So it'll be 14.
Okay. All right. Seems to all go through. All
And
right.
I won't move. I'll stay here. Well, actually, should I move away from the group? In case he tries to attack all of us? Nah, that won't happen.
Yeah, that's what a silly idea. Okay. Up next it is Oz. Oz, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna throw fire at this thing. Ew. $25 to hit.
25 does indeed hit.
That'll be 11 points of fire damage.
Decent
and
damage.
Oz. Just gonna stay where he's at. No bonus actions. And I'm gonna go back to trying to figure out why Foundry says I have 2 prepared spells when I have 11. Before it was just showing me a 1, so I thought it just truncated like the second digit. Now with this 2, I don't know what it's telling me.
Okay. So then we will move up next to Asilo.
And it has a lower initiative than 3?
Yeah. Let's just keep on moving here. Let's not ask any questions.
Okay.
Lucky me, I guess. I should have moved back thinking that. But...
Actually, between the two of you, who would go first? Asilo or Rafades? Who has
I
My
have a +2.
I also have a +2.
Oh, it's a roll off.
Yeah, I think we did a roll off last time. This is the second time you guys have gotten the same initiative. I was gonna say,
Okay,
don't
so-
be wasting your 20s on this.
So
I know, I would have been so disappointed.
I passed the initiative to Bofades, so
Okay.
he is up next.
All right. So let's make you a 4 real quick or something.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll spread out. Actually, I'm gonna spread out backwards. That's what I meant to do. Spread out backwards. I'm gonna go further back here.
Yeah, spread it out. Spread the love.
And then I am going to, since we still got him with the fairy fire, gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast. So that is the 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Awesome. So that's 6 force damage, and then we'll do another. 21 to hit.
21 does indeed hit.
All right. So another 5.
Man, you guys are just pelting this dude. Okay. Anything else there, Bofades?
That is it.
All right. Up next is Asilo.
Okay, I will. I'll move here, and I will. Hold on, that's 20 feet. Oh, I can get in melee with him. Okay, that's 30 feet. I didn't think I could get melee with him, so I'm just gonna whack him with my Warhammer.
Okay.
And that gobbledygook, sorry. It's because I have 2 windows open.
So he-
With advantage.
Did you go right up next to him, or do you have reach with that? I'm not. You're not
Oh. No, I was at the edge of the fairy fire. Sorry. No,
Yeah.
I can't get close enough. Delete that. Darn it. I saw
was like, hang on a second. I was looking at something else, and then I looked back and I was like, oh crap.
no.
Oh, figured-
That's the fairy fire.
Yes, I'm dum.
Okay, let me delete that fairy fire.
He's like.
No, don't delete the fairy fire. Just let me.
The dodge action.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna take the dodge action. Let me delete this. Delete. That did not happen. What I was going to do. Okay, so I'm still however many feet away. So that is what I was intending to do before my brain turned off. And I'm like, oh, I next to purple. I can hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 21 to hit with a javelin. For my first attack. For 7 damage. So down to 4 javelins. And then for my second attack, I will huck another javelin at him.
cock all those javelins.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the
With
hell?
advantage for a 25, and I will savage attacker the damage on that to see if I can get more. So 12 damage with the second javelin.
Okay. Very good. All right.
And I now have 3 javelins.
All right.
Because 2 are sticking out of Mr. Giant over here.
Shoot, I thought I swear I had her on a token for her, but I guess we're just gonna do the mysterious token. Throw her on the board. And just add her to the combat here. So I had an image of her. What the heck? Okay, that's fine. Combatant. I'm just gonna make her have the worst initiative. But it will be his turn. All right. So, what's he gonna do here? Got a little movement. Got just recently attacked by Silo, but I think the big damage came mostly from Jimothy. So,
I think Zoran did 1 more damage than me, for what it's worth.
oh, okay. Well, proximity-wise. All right. He is.
I mean, Jimothy is a smaller target, though.
Yeah, that's true. No, he'll move up to.
He just thinks it's a fly or something, you know?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna swing. He's got 10 feet of reach. He's gonna swing his great axe at a silo here first. He'll do that. And that'll be a 21 against your AC,
Misses.
which I believe misses now.
Yes, it does.
With your plate armor. Okay. So then he will swing again here. Okay, this will probably hit with a 27 against your AC.
I suppose.
Okay. This is quite a wall of worth of damage. You're gonna take. Good lord, you're gonna take 33 points of slashing damage. You were struck with the great axe here. And then what's he gonna do here? Okay, he's gonna shout out, kind of let out this big ol' yell to kind of try to alert more of the others. And then up next, it will be. So that'll be his turn. It'll be Orla's turn. Okay, so what is she gonna do? She's got her axe. She's gonna move up. So, oh shit. 5, 10. And then I guess just get right in there. And to try to take the heat from you all, and then she will do something next turn. That may not bode well. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, top of the round here, it is going to be Jimothy. Jimothy, you're up again.
Okay, I will do the same attack. Pew! Ooh, with advantage, please. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sneak attack.
Bottom up.
29 psychic.
Jeez. Okay.
And then I'll bonus action attack again. Ooh, with advantage.
Oh my goodness.
Sweet.
This game is not enjoyable.
I don't know why I only rolled 1d4. I guess I'll. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I'll just savage attack with the 4 to make it 7 plus add a d4. So 9 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then I'll move to here.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so up next, so you guys start to hear some commotion from. You hear some shouting, fairly faint, coming from above, and you guys all see this. But you see kind of like this big old kind of like arrow almost looking, almost like a harpoon type thing, shoot out. And who's it gonna hit here? Let me decide.
The frost giant.
No,
Good
that
call.
was-
Good call. Good answer. Good answer.
Wow, okay. Convenient left it. Damn it. It's going to hit a silo based on the die roll here. So it will roll to attack to hit a silo. As you see, you guys kind of see that maybe like if you could look up after you see like they've kind of rolled out some mechanism. This is kind of high above from you all. And it is going to strike or try to hit a silo here. Okay, and miss with a 19 as it tries to strike the silo here. Okay, so that will be that turn. Up next is Zoran. Zoran, you go.
And advantage for the fairy fire. For a 25 to hit.
Okay.
Savage attack. That one, at least.
Two different savage attackers. We have Jimothy getting the same one again, and then we have Zoran, I guess, getting max damage.
So it'll be 9 plus, so 11.
Hunter's mark.
Plus my hunter's mark. Getting there.
What the hell?
Plus a 6. So.
Good lord.
So 17.
Where did he go?
He's invisible, but he can't be.
Oh, did I just delete him? What happened? Oh,
No, he's gonna come back even more powerful.
what the heck?
Right? I was just thinking that. I was like, is he gonna like get bigger or something? What's
Strike me down, and I shall come back more powerful than you can ever imagine.
It, like,
Isn't even his final form.
okay, it's alright. He's back. He's still alive. He's no longer in initiative for some reason.
Does he have full health?
No.
Okay.
Do you remember what his initiative was?
Yeah, I was lower than you guys.
Less than a 3, apparently.
Yeah, it's less than a 3. We'll just leave it at that.
It was negative.
A 14.
A 14 finally does not hit. Man, you guys have been rolling.
Okay. I was like, I don't think a 14 is gonna do it.
Yeah, these have been like 10, and then natural 19, natural 18, natural 20. I've just been like, oh my god.
And maybe
Firefire's gonna be a game changer here.
maybe I will move like down here, like
Okay.
here. Maybe not there. Maybe here. Here. All right, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. All right. Up next is Oz. You're up.
Oz is in Europe?
It's great. It's so much nicer in Europe than way the hell over here.
Okay, so distance-wise, I see you're doing some.
I'm doing some napkin math.
I'm sorry?
What? There's like a hover over on the ruler and like a little graphic of things happening.
Oh, what?
You can place waypoints? Wait, what?
Focus.
I'm focusing, okay? Yeah, how far away are the people that just shot, presumably, the ballista at us?
Yeah, they're what you would gather. They're probably from. We'll just say from the just to make the math fairly simple. From the frost giant, I guess. They are probably 120 feet up. So, actually, that's 100. Sorry, about 100 feet up.
Okay, so if the frost giant is 60 feet, 60 squared plus 100 squared, and then the square root of that. I want to change my class to warlock and spell sniper and indication, so I have like 600 feet on my eldritch blast or something. I'm just gonna hit the frost giant again with some fire.
Okay.
Or at least try to. Does a 16 hit?
What's your range? I tagged it at 116 feet away.
Oh, with Pythagoras?
Yeah.
Damn it! I have things that have 120 feet. It's fine.
Okay, so a 16 does hit, so it will take.
It's gonna take 16 flame damage.
Okay.
And is there any kind of overhang at all where we are? Or is it all just like any cover would be under the frost giant?
Can I hide?
That's a good question. Yeah, I would say you're relatively exposed. So yeah, I guess it would just pretty much be under the frost giant. I would say.
Okay.
So you kind of have to risk it for the biscuit here in terms of whether or not you get shot at again.
Bonus action spells. Do I have any bonus action options? Yes, I do. Not going to use it. I'm done.
Okay. My computer's getting toasty here. Okay. You got it. Hang in there. Up next is Bophides.
Excellent. I'm going to fire at the guys on the. Was it a ballista? Is that kind of what you said it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do have spell sniper, so it does ignore 1/2 and 3/4 covers.
Okay.
Just in case that's coming into account.
Mm-hmm.
There's an 18.
An 18 does indeed hit. Yeah, if you're sniping from up top, from below there to try to strike at them, yeah, I'll mark a little bit of damage to that.
I will fire another one.
Okay.
I was really hoping there's another 18 hit.
It does indeed.
Excellent. I was really hoping I'd knock one of them off the perch and there'd be like a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, so what you notice as you kind of blast it up, you notice that like that second blast in particular starts to like splinter like the weapon here. It's kind of hard not to see on the map. I don't have it on the map here, but like
I can imagine.
over here. And then you start hearing some shouting, and because they weren't anticipating maybe that you were able to reach that high up. So there's that. Okay.
Good.
Any-
Then I will bonus action provide some bardic inspiration to Asila.
Okay. All right. Up next is Asilo.
Okay, I will move slightly closer. And I will, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna smack it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the mess of dice.
Sure.
Does a 26 hit?
A 26 is indeed hit.
For 10 bludgeoning damage, because I'm assuming he's not undead.
Nope, he is not.
And I will go ahead and take another swing with my Warhammer.
And his name is John.
Just straight up
But
not having a good time on my
that-
end here.
Okay, so that's not the dice that registered. So I'm going off of what registered on the combat tracker.
Oh, okay, good.
So no crit. You're welcome.
Cool.
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 And I will savage attacker that damage. See if I can't get a little higher. Nope. I will take the 14 damage from the first one. And what do I have for bonus actions? Nothing worthwhile at this time. So that will be my turn.
Okay, so he sees you now, and he is going to take a couple of smacks against you, hopefully. The first one misses with a 14 against your AC. This one also misses. Damn, 2 misses. Rolling garbage here.
I was smacking his
And,
toes with the warhammer. He's like dancing back and forth.
Yeah, he's like dancing back and forth. 2 pitiful misses here with a 15 against your AC. It's just rolling poorly. Ugh, you hate to see it, folks. No wonder he was cast out, gosh. Well, it's fine. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Not great. Okay, so that's his turn. It's going to be Orla's turn. So Orla pulls out her axe and takes a swing at him. And hits and rolls. A certain amount of damage, but surprisingly enough, that's actually enough to bring him down. As Orla comes in, she's like, gets into position and she's shouting, and she strikes down at him at his kind of like rear calf here. He kind of tumbles over, and he was already kind of bleeding out, and just it was just enough for him as he collapses to the ground, and he kind of like gasps his final breaths, and you guys have defeated him. There is a question of the kind of like ballista here thing, so we'll continue the combat as she's not sure what to do next, and start with Jimothy. So Jimothy, what do you got for us?
So can we see the ballista from here?
Yeah, so we'll say that you can see it up. It's kind of like pitchwise. So from it would be like 120 feet distance, invoking Pythagoras here. If you have that kind of range.
What's the range of a short bow? 320 is the disadvantage range. Okay, I will use my short bow, I guess.
Yeah.
To how... Okay, I will use steady aim as my bonus action to give myself advantage, so I guess to remove the disadvantage.
Nice.
Nice. Good call there. Good call.
Shoot. One shot.
Shoot
Well-
him!
So is it a person firing the ballista?
Yeah, it seems like it's like firing the ballista. Yeah, so you want to like redirect it at him.
I want to shoot the person. I mean, I assume shooting an arrow at a gigantic siege weapon is not going to do anything, so.
Well, I mean, so I've been kind of the way I've been doing it is just kind of like one entity essentially.
Okay.
So,
Okay, then, yeah, then I will shoot.
yeah,
Or
so
21.
you would just be shooting towards that direction essentially.
Okay.
Okay, so a 21 does indeed hit for 7 points of damage. Okay.
I'll keep it for 7, and that'll be it, so I guess.
Okay. Great. So that goes through. Up next.
Is it like 120 feet above am I able to...
How I based it was like from the frost giant, it's just 100 feet straight up. So
Okay.
however distance from the frost giant and then up, that would be.
Okay, then I'll just stay where I'm at.
Okay. So, Zoran, you're up.
You're muted.
I don't have much for shooting upwards. Oh.
Okay. I mean, you can just hold if you want to wait for something.
You have a short bow.
Your same weapon that you always use.
Yeah, I guess you just have disadvantage unless you have something that gives you that.
How far up did we say they were? 100 feet?
It'd be so from you. It'd be like 105,
Yeah.
110 feet.
I could climb into my box and then shoot out of my box because my box would be 60 feet up.
Okay.
60 feet?
Casting the
could
box
shoot
in
the-
action?
Yeah.
Huh?
Is casting the box in action?
It would be, but I can shoot at it afterwards. I mean, unless you guys are thinking you're gonna take him out within a round.
I mean, it's not looking great. I'll give you that. How about that? Like you, if you want to risk it for the biscuit here with disadvantage, but
Yeah.
you also may want to get mileage of your box. That's also cool.
Yeah, I don't get to cast it a lot. Yeah, I'm climbing into my box.
Okay, nice. Like, why don't you cast that?
Fuck y'all.
I'm climbing into my box.
What's in the box? Okay.
So I'll cast the box, and then I will climb.
Okay.
into it.
15 feet up.
Huh? What?
Don't you climb at like half speed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you have a
So I'm
climbing
only-
speed.
No.
So you're
So
gonna-
let's climb 30 feet. Well, yeah.
15.
Wait.
We'll climb 30.
Half of your movement speed.
Yeah. Whatever half your movement speed is.
Oh, okay. Well, it's half of 35.
Oh.
17.5.
17.5. I'm almost there.
It's coming together now.
Whoa.
Coming together. All right, that's what I'm doing. obviously you guys can climb this rope too, if you want to.
Wait, can multiple of you fit in that box?
Yes. I can have up to 8 medium or smaller creatures in there.
Oh yes.
But it doesn't. No, I mean, it could also be the other lady who's with us, Orla. I don't know if she's large.
No, she would still technically be medium sized.
Okay, yeah, she can climb in too. But if someone else is looking at this, they could also. I can't be like, oh yeah, that person's not allowed. It's just whoever 8 creatures make it up there.
Are you going to tell her to get in the box?
No.
Come into the box with me. Come into my castle.
Well, she's gonna be like
Oh,
confused
my
about
God.
what it is you're doing. Like,
I think she'll be able to see me climbing 17 and a half feet up. I think she will be able to tell that I'm climbing something.
yeah, but like, I mean, looking at this, right? Like, it's just like, what the hell is this? Like, you're just climbing this like magical rope. That's just.
Okay, she also came across our tiny hut. She can figure it out. She's smart enough.
Okay.
I think
that's fine.
in the heat of the moment, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm just
That's
worried
fair,
about
that's
climbing
fair.
up this rope.
All right, cool. I like it. All right, Oz, you're up.
I'm gonna try and hit the guy with the firebolt.
Okay. The old smackaroony.
Yeah, woo! 27 to hit for a massive. I'd like to hit the ballista if it's made of wood.
Okay, it does go through. It does seem to char it up.
A flammable object, like wood, hopefully, is ignited if it's not being worn or carried, and I believe that that's true of this ballista. Because
I mean,
Oz
it's not-
knows that he cannot carry or wear a ballista.
You shoot this firebolt and it's just like somehow it's like doused in gasoline.
Well, what's the definition of a flammable object? I mean, I would think wood would be. Unless
It
it's
is-
rained
it is-
recently.
Would it though?
Boo! Boo!
No, the whole box conversation was much worse in my head.
Okay. Anything else, Oz?
You said it's 100 feet above the frost giant.
Correct.
So there is an overhang up there. Unless it's just hovering in midair.
Okay, well, we'll say that.
No, you said directly above. No retconning.
Oh, fine. If you want to go, well, I guess it still technically would count because you said under the frost giant would be. So I guess if you wanted to go where the frost giant is, that would be where you would have some comfort there if you want to do that.
I can get to about here. And I will misty step over to here.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Oh shoot, I forgot about it. Okay, so in a panic here, I will try to. I meant to actually do that. Aim at which one of you it's going to shoot at again. Okay. It's actually going to fire at Zoran here. Zoran, does a 19 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay. You will take.
Be kind of funny if he fired at the rope instead and just severed the rope.
No. Wow, that was really pitiful damage there. Zoran, you will take 7 points of piercing damage. As I rolled hot garbage with this mechanism, as you're like, you're not launched off, you know, the, it almost like it seems like it grazed through you, and you see this like big ol' arrow / harpoon looking thing on the ground, I don't want to say nick you because it does do damage, but you know, doesn't
Hey, I
completely.
bet it's because I bet it hit the box or something on the way down, and it kind of
Yeah,
ricocheted
deflected.
it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, a little ricochet. Yeah, and like the
Because
box.
the box,
most-
the box is invisible, so the box no one else can see. We're just like climbing into this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that. We'll say that. Yeah, you kind of see that it and then just it doesn't even stick into the ground. It doesn't even have that much energy left. I like that. Okay. Up next is Bophades.
Yeah, boy.
Give me another shot here.
Yeah, we're gonna target up top again, and you know, after seeing Oz's connect, I'll go ahead and fire away. Is a 16 hit?
A 16 does indeed hit.
Full force damage.
God damn. Okay. It's looking not great.
I'll fire again for another 6.
Okay. It's looking really rough here.
And we'll run 35 feet this way.
Okay.
Might be a mistake.
All right. This is barely holding on to a thread, this individual / machine thing. We will start next with Asilo.
I guess I will huck a javelin up at it with disadvantage.
Yeah.
So 11.
Yeah, and unfortunately, 11 does not hit. You kind of hook it up, and it just, you know, it doesn't reach a peak value that it might strike, and it just immediately starts coming back down. You know, the parabola shape.
Lawn darts.
Anything else there? Do you want to throw another one?
Sure, why not?
Attitude?
I thought I clicked it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. There
Alright.
we go. Okay, disadvantage thing. Oh no.
So, dirty 20 for 8 damage.
All right. Describe your kill.
I guess I noticed that the ballista was like creaking, and I just chucked the javelin like right where the bottom part under where the bolt loads, and it just kind of snaps forward and collapses.
It collapses. The guy kind of like panics as it collapses and just like steps back, and he goes, "Oh!" and falls 100 feet, and then gives the Wilhelm scream as it crashes like on the ground right next to
And in case anybody was wondering, whiskey down your windpipe does not feel good.
Oh no!
It burns.
Good. All right. So you guys have destroyed this thing. Surprised. You guys did really well here. We'll say that the combat has finished here. What do you guys want to do?
I will retrieve my
Wow.
2 javelins from the giant corpse.
Okay. Okay. So
Back to
you
the body.
loot the body. Okay. Why don't
Yeah.
you give me an investigation check, please?
Loot that body.
Loot that buddy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you don't really find much on him.
Find the body.
Seems like he came out naked. He came out in his birthday uniform.
I like to negotiate in the nude.
That wasn't an axe he was swinging. It was a hammer.
Okay.
Sledgehammer.
All right. Okay. So you guys have, taken this out. So now you guys can. Doesn't seem anything impeding you to traverse back up to kind of like that entrance where you started out. Unless you guys want to take a break here or do anything else at a time. It seems like there was notification that they are going to be expecting you somehow. So.
Well, they're now expecting us. Was the door open? Like, was he just guarding it, or?
Yeah, let me bring you guys to the map here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Bring you guys to this ye old familiar map here. Okay, so activate. Okay, so you guys are now back. Are you guys on the other map here? You guys recall this map? Base side of the entrance of said
This?
castle.
I'm glad we weren't fighting the giant on this map.
Yeah.
Although if we were, I could.
Let me just smack everybody off the side.
Right? Giant wins.
Yeah, so as you climb back up, you kind of like see, maybe a wreck over here somewhere. The kind of like smithered like ballista that they kind of set up here. Okay, so what are you guys doing here? So one thing that you notice, I see Jimothy immediately runs up here. It does show it on the map, but it's actually not the case here. So this,
Arrow slit, right?
yeah, there was an arrow slit here, and they've covered that up.
Lesson learned.
So they've covered that up.
How
With like
good
a
of a
bed
job could they
sheet.
have done? Yeah. Is it a bed sheet? Is it just like a flimsy piece of wood?
Is it wood? Is it flammable? Because we can burn that down.
So yeah, you notice that it's made out of balsa wood.
And gasoline.
Gasoline.
You notice like why it smells like gasoline right on this balsa wood.
Painted with gasoline.
No, it looks like it's made out of like some big old piece of like metal of some kind. It's kind of like almost like pressed against it and
Flammable metal.
I mean, it'll melt at some temperature.
Okay.
But yeah, you notice it's gotten it's covered up. It's not the they didn't take the time to actually put the stone and everything laid out. They just kind of covered it up. Jimothy, well, since you're there, why don't you give me a perception check, please? Okay, what do you got? 22 there? All right, so with the 22, you actually do hear like some whisperings from the other side. Again, it's that language you don't understand, but you do hear that there are individuals on the other side of this.
Okay, I will inspect the door and see if the door looks like it's trapped or locked. Trapped
This
first.
one over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, give an investigation check.
Looks clear.
So you determine that it is locked. You don't know if it's trapped or not. Doesn't seem to be give an indication of one way or the other.
Okay. I will just stay back here. I'll stay right here and see if I hear anything that I can make out, like that I understand. Otherwise,
Right.
I'll just wait here.
And so, just to be clear, sorry, like this door here, it's like these two big old like stone walls essentially. There's not like a lock or anything on it or anything like that. You just notice how it's not pushing in or pushing out or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like almost like sealed off.
Okay.
And you recall that when you went in, you had to like open it up with a lever, or there was like a wheel or some mechanism inside. So
I'm not sure we're getting in this time. They blocked off the hole here.
I mean, maybe someone could fly up to where those people were, and then let us in. Isn't that why we got
we
potions?
remember where the other holes were, right? Because there were windows in that one room above.
Where we
Yep.
launched some
Lots of
people out of?
windows. Yeah.
We have a few options. I can transform one of us or myself into giant eagle, a Quetzal, if dinosaurs are available in this world. They're in the monster manual. They're a beast.
Bophades would totally be transformed into a giant eagle to transport everybody. That'd be sweet.
Giant ape with a climbing speed.
Isn't it icy here and snowy? It might be a little bit more.
It's a very
difficult with
strong giant ape with a climbing speed.
burn.
It's a huge creature with a strength of 23. So, it seems to me that the climbing might be less. I mean, they already know we're here. I don't know.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have a
That's
flying
right.
creature that's large. On the other hand, you have a massive ape clinging to the side of the cliff face here. So, I mean, pros and cons.
I mean, Bophades already volunteered, so I'd say let him choose whatever he wants to turn into, I guess.
I'll fly, y'all. Eagle!
Okay. So is that
Timothy, do you want to try and cast something so he can talk to you while he's inside?
I can do the voices or the psychic whispers. I'll do it with everyone, but whoever. Oz, I guess. Or no, a silo.
Right.
okay?
Okay. Good luck, Bophades. Don't eat too many worms. Or
Okay.
whatever.
So remind me again, what's happening here? So Bophades is gonna fly up as a
Well, we can either go with the polymorph route, and rather than Bophades just flying himself up, I would say he would carry us all up. Otherwise, I'll just cast Fly on Bophades and not use up my 1/4 level spell slot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in my mind, if we're gonna do polymorph, that's to hopefully get us all up there.
Yeah.
I'm just worried how well we're gonna do in the talons of a giant eagle.
I'll be careful.
You'll be careful.
Yeah. Lift with your wings, not your back. Right?
I mean, I had this gigantic tarp. What if it's like, he carries us like a stork, like a baby in a little blanket thing? We can get in the middle.
Well, he's not going to be able to carry all of us. A silo has a weight problem, and we've not really just talked to a silo about that.
I am beautiful at any size.
Full-bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah, how heavy are you?
400 pounds.
Oh, a giant eagle can carry up to 480.
Okay, so
I'll
what
just tow
word
you
are
up
you
there
wanting to
first.
do? Yeah, I would say get a silo up there, and then the rest will be easy. It's downhill from there.
Why don't we confirm that they don't have the other windows closed? I'll scout out the area up there with my book.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that'd be really obnoxious
Well,
to use such a resource, and they boarded all the windows.
But didn't that dragon knock a giant hole in the wall? Like it left through a.
No, remember, they had a mechanism to open
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. That was a door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we thought we disabled, but we just turned off the elevator.
Right.
That's right.
Mhm. According to plan.
Okay,
So
so
I'll summon this and just send it like 30 feet up.
okay. So you summon the book. Here, I'll bring on the old map. Back right here inside here. Bring you back outside.
As we're waiting for this, can I put my ear up to like the door? Do I hear anything going on in there? Like people running
Yeah.
around and like clanking or anything?
Yeah, give me a perception check, please.
A 10.
Yeah, it seems like the thickness of the doors or something like that just isn't really necessarily cutting it. You're not really be hearing anything at all through there. You do hear if you go where Jimothy was, like by the sheet, like you might hear something, but like, it's even like more faint / gibberish to you, whatever you do end up hearing. Okay, so sorry, with a 10 here, or sorry, not with so you set it up 30 feet. Is that what we say, Alex? Or great.
However high up it needs to go to see like the arrow slits that were up there.
Yeah, so as you go up, yeah, sure enough, almost everything is kind of like covered up. As you go higher up, it becomes a little bit more like, lazy, I guess, or rushed. You notice that like some of them, it seems like maybe like whatever piece of metal they put under it like kind of slid out, so it's kind of like tilted out, so you can kind of see there's like a little tiny gap in there, but some of them look relatively good. Why don't you give me a perception check through it?
Okay. 13.
Okay, with 13, yeah, you at some point you do spot something like one of these Dergar or like Dergar walking by, like through kind of the corner from one of these things here, like just barely. But it seems to be they've done whatever attempt to cover all that up.
Okay, I'll relay this to the group, and I feel like this changes how we should approach some things.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Silo and Oz were able to fit through some of the gaps up on that level, from what I remember. Like, the Silo leapt through the frickin' window, so it's not a small arrow slit at that point.
Yeah, that is correct.
How slick are the walls?
So the walls themselves,
Like the cliff face.
Yeah, the cliff face. So it's at some places just rock. At some points like it is just a castle. There is ice covered on it. I would say because it is done, you're able to find some footholds. It will be a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just relay that to the group and just go, so we can go with the bird route, but you know what might be a nice way to knock away one of those pieces of metal? Giant ape fist. Because like the fist and the arm of a huge creature, I think could fit through one of the gaps.
Yeah,
If-
I would say so.
Like they're huge, but they're not gargantuan. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that level is about 30 feet up, you said?
Yeah.
If only we had some sort of trick with a rope that we could do.
This could be a good use for it as well.
I don't know. I don't want to blow a 4th level spell slot if we don't have to. Not to metagame or anything, but it's like all of Oz's magic. I'll have to take a nap afterward.
I'm fine with trying something else.
Can we see the ledge, like, above us?
Yeah, I mean, if you, I guess, kind of. I mean, they would be, just to give you an idea, it would be like over here, I guess, like where these openings are. I don't know how far you can see them. Click on one of these.
But
Yeah,
we
be
can
like-
actually see that like little ledge that was right outside the windows or the like openings in that wall up there.
Yeah, I guess you would. Yeah, you'd be able to see that.
Asila, would you like to be up over on that ledge?
Sure.
Okay. I will vortex warp a silo up onto the ledge, which is probably within 90 feet total. Let
Okay.
it happen.
All right. So, Asilo, you're now up there.
Okay, so I'm like in an arrow slit next to a piece of
You're
metal
like-
that slid slightly in.
Yeah, I would say like this one maybe a little bit more vertical, but yeah, you could in theory, yeah, like if you pounded it in, you're not sure exactly how it's held up on the other side. If you want to set out, like
I will
that.
basically like just grip each side of the arrow slit and just like chest bump my way through.
Okay, why don't you give me an athletics check, please?
You could send us a rope down and hold on to it.
Say, let me open the way first.
You haven't used your inspiration. You got it.
It was a D8.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, sure enough, you do have the strength. It doesn't even require you to do it multiple times. You just brace yourself and you just go right into it and you knock it in. Conveniently enough for you, this is actually one of the rooms that there doesn't seem to be anyone in it.
All right, and I will put 50 feet of hempen rope out the window.
Okay.
And I will kind of wrap it around myself and, hold one end in my hand and the other end out the window. So I'm just like bracing myself against the arrow slit frame to allow others to climb.
Gotcha. Okay.
400 pounds of
Anchor.
Anchor, Asilo's new name.
Yeah, why don't you give me another athletics? It's not going to be a very high DC, just to make sure that you're able to position yourself, hold on, and then bring the others up, I guess.
16.
Okay, so for the rest of you, it is now a test of strength to climb up this rope here.
Camper.
Actually, it's not too difficult. I guess you guys would just have to slowly climb up, barring that none of you have a well, actually, no. Let's make it funnier. Let's roll here. So, why doesn't everyone who's gonna climb up that way give me an athletics check?
Can I cast? So, what is the order of this? Because I will cast guidance on whoever's going first.
Yeah, I guess decide that
I can
however you want
cast.
to do it.
And I can
Can't
cast
you just-
guidance on each of you as we're
Yeah.
going.
Jimothy will go
I
first.
think-
He's the lightest.
Okay.
Yes.
Woo. All right, Timothy. Give me an athletics, please.
Don't fall. I don't want to have to cast Feather Fall on one per. Wow.
19.
19. Okay. Yep. You're able to get up. No problem. You join Silo up there.
I mean, Zoran could go last. I know I'm the heavier of the rest of us, so
I'll go.
Oz or Bophades.
I'll go next.
Okay. Don't forget your guidance.
All right.
Dang.
It's basically just leap up there.
I say he doesn't
and
even
stay
touch the
your way.
rope. He just like runs up the side of the wall.
I got them
Yeah.
Like,
cloven hooves.
give Jimothy some room. Don't be that close to his butt.
That is 27.
Dang.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah.
Bophades picks Jimothy up on the way.
You're like Speedy Gonzalez up this this rope here. Okay, yeah, no problem. You guys have never seen Bophades move that fast. I guess he doesn't really like.
I smelled wine up there.
I was like, I dangled
Yeah,
a
something
wine
like
bag over the edge of the.
Oh, I guess we have Orla too.
Yes,
Mhm.
I need to throw her on here as well.
Should we let Aura go next? Oz, you want to go next? What do you want to do?
No, I'm going to use my my book teleport trick to get up into the room up there. I don't want to risk these.
Risk this. Okay.
These arms were not made for climbing
I'll let
or
Orla
lifting
go next.
anything at all.
Okay.
And I'll
So
give,
she
I'll
will
give
go
her
next.
guidance too.
Hold on, you guys. Okay, you said the D4.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Ba-ba-bum.
If she falls, she dies. It's fine.
Okay, rude.
She makes it. Just barely, but she makes it. She rolled pretty poorly, but she makes it up.
Okay.
Maybe something about
I'll
the rope
cast-
she's just struggling with.
Guidance
So,
on
yeah.
myself.
Okay.
And Oz, I'll see you up there then. Hopefully.
Let me know
If
when you
not-
clear the castle.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Oh my.
We're wasting our 20s on this.
That's ridiculous. You guys have been rolling rocks this evening. Goodness.
Just on climbing, apparently. Alright. Oz, you made it?
Alright, I'm gonna send my book up to the ledge and then basically use one of my limited uses to cast the wonky Misty Step to get up there.
Okay. Yep,
And
that's fine.
There's that feature.
All right. So, now we get into the embarrassing situation where I don't have a map prepared for that.
That is
So-
embarrassing.
We're gonna do a little bit of theater of the mind here, as really it doesn't have you model every single level here. Although, actually, let me check something out here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something out here real quick. Maybe we'll do something different.
So, Bophades, would you like to be the giant eagle inside the castle now?
I think I'd like to go for the giant ape.
Yeah, like how big were the hallways? Can you pass through everything? Because like the giant ape is huge. It can carry, I think, almost 1,400 pounds of weight.
Is it the size of a giant?
Yeah,
I have to assume giants are walking around these halls, right? If one
Maybe.
is standing outside.
Okay.
It's a good thing you didn't turn me into a giant eagle, though, because I would have been singing "Flight of the Valkyries" the whole rest of the time.
yeah. I want to be mindful of when we're gonna use those high level impactful spells,
I get it. I get it.
especially with the old one spell slot at 4th level that Oz has.
Yeah, Bofani's got a 4th level spell, and it's been burning a hole in his back pocket, just waiting to use it.
Okay.
Is it polymorph as well? Because I think bards get it.
Oh, do they? No, it's not.
Mm.
So I was not
You know,
aware,
there's a
aware
little bit on my
that satyrs wore pants. So how is it burning a hole in your back pocket?
Marsupial satyr.
It's making my tail hot.
All right, so you guys find yourselves in this room here, and okay, so you guys are in this room. It's fairly standard. It seems to be some sort of like quarters of someone. It seems relatively well maintained. There's a bed in the corner. It's not that big, but you know, as you kind of gathered from on the first level where there was like barracks there. This seems a little bit different. It seems like to be one of like the rooms of maybe like somebody that deserves their own room, I guess. So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to kind of check it out here? Do you guys want to keep on pressing on?
I'd say
So this room we haven't been in at all? It doesn't seem
Nope.
familiar to us.
No, it's not.
Then I think we got to take a peek around.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
I
what do we
agree.
Are we supposed to be in that room now, or?
No, so again, I don't have a map prepared for this. So,
Okay,
That's okay.
that's fine.
we're
Let's-
gonna do it. We're gonna do it live here, folks. As we're gonna try to do a
Use your
little bit of-
imagination.
Yeah,
use your
ladies.
imagination.
no, I'm
Make-
down for it. Yeah, just describe the room.
Just look around the room you're currently in. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the locker room you're in.
All right. Well, yeah, no, I think we'll take a peek around the room. Do a
Okay,
little
yeah, give me
search.
investigation check, please. Perfect. All right, you ain't find shit. So yeah, this seems to be there's nothing really of interest in here. It seems like most like the individual who was in here, you do find like a chest full of their clothes and stuff like that. But
Like
nothing
dwarf-sized clothes?
Say that again?
Dwarf-sized clothes?
Yeah, dwarf-sized clothes, correct.
Okay.
Throw them out the window.
Well, or
I'll,
maybe we could try and look like everyone else here.
Yeah,
Try and
Timothy's
put
gonna
something
take a set of like pants and a shirt, whatever, from his bag.
Okay.
Does this room have another way out of it, or is it just the window?
No, there's a door here that would lead back to the hallways. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I assumed there was a door, but you know, we're theater of the mind, so using our imagination, maybe this is a room with no door. I don't know.
But
Fair,
nothing
fair.
else in this room, though, right? Just the chest of clothes, maybe a bed, like a bed, a dresser, or a desk. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even a desk here. It really is just like a place to sleep and
Sleep.
get ready and stuff like that. There is like there is he has like a hamper or something like that to kind of put his dirty clothes or whatever.
Is the bed made, or is it like disheveled?
No, it's actually kind of disheveled. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then yeah, I say we go out, take a peek in the hallway, see if there's anyone out there
Okay.
stealthily.
Are you guys stealthing it out?
Yes.
sure.
Should
I will
probably start
try.
The whole time we're in here.
Okay. Who's peeking out first? What's your marching order here?
Timothy can lead. I feel like he's stealthy.
Okay.
as well.
All right. So why don't everyone give me some stealth checks here, and then Jimothy, why don't you give me a perception check? Whatever that first roll wasn't great.
And then, yeah, what was our marching order?
I'll be in,
Yeah, what is your marching order here? That I mean, Timothy's taking the point here.
yeah, I'll be in the back.
I'll be in the middle.
I'll
And I
be
will-
in front of Bofades in the back.
Okay. So Zorn, I guess
I will
you're
be second.
falling. Yeah, I guess you're falling out of suit. Okay. So
And then Orla can be in the back.
yes. Okay. So she'll actually
Yes, the
she
meat
insists
shield.
that she goes behind you.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. So actually, let me roll for her just to make sure.
Natural one. She yells, "I brought him here, guys."
No, she actually.
Are we supposed to be quiet?
she does. She rolls decently. So you guys, you don't hear like she's like clang or anything.
No,
One, because
that's
she's not
me.
wearing any armor like that, but okay. So Jimothy, with a 25,
Bruce, get over here.
you
Bruce!
notice. So you're in a hallway here, and it kind of goes. It's a long hallway, and you have a pathway that goes to the left and a pathway that goes to the right. Now, pathway going to the right, you don't see anything. The pathway going to the left, at the end of the hallway, you see a like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like maybe some sort of like mushroom individual or something like that. And you thought this was kind of mentioned to you before, in discussion with what was her name? Musgar.
Musgar.
Yeah. And you notice that he's got like this like big like almost like a portobello head. And it's like kind of turns the corner, goes to the right. Got like really long legs and kind of long arms and like this like solid like it looks like it's got like this like lightish beige looking body. And you just see it turn the corner.
Like turn the corner, walking away.
Yeah, you don't see it anymore. Yeah, look, walking away. Yeah.
Okay. Like how far away is that corner?
Yeah, that corner's about 25 feet away.
Okay, and no indication it heard or saw us.
It seemed like it was like on its path and it just turned over, and it didn't seem like it like rushed or anything like that. It
Okay.
seems like you were just timed it perfectly.
Okay, then I will. I guess I could try to keep that distance, but I'm gonna sneak up to the wall behind, or that it like the corner that it went around, and kind of.
Okay.
I'll give it a few seconds and try to let it, whatever pace I saw it walking at, I'll try to walk at that pace and get up to the wall.
Okay. So so you follow suit, and I'm gonna carry your guys's. Are you guys kind of like Scooby Dooing it up, like you're all following along, and then just do a bunch of heads as you turn the corner?
Does Jimothy let us know that he saw this, or is it all? Because he's got.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say what I saw. I'll say what I saw around the corner. So.
Okay.
What do we remember? Because we remember Musgar saying something about them, but like.
Yeah. What you could? Why don't you give me a history check? Unless you guys have it in your notes of some kind.
18. Like I want to say, and I don't know if I'm just saying this because it's stereotypical, but it seems. I feel like I remember Musgar saying that they're like. That Zardarok is using them as like minors.
Yeah, so actually with that 18, yeah, you do recall the information correctly. Like, she told you essentially that they have no real love for Zardarok. It seems like almost like he's manipulating them. He's just like, I guess I get a little bit more context. Essentially, he's just like, you do this thing for me, you work this, and like, you will get whatever you want afterwards. It kind of was like you're kind of cashing in with all this work here, but the other side of it is that the work conditions have been pretty horrible, and they've kind of grown a sort of sense of resentment towards him, like as an individual. So, do with that information what you will.
I feel like the obvious path for us, to go down with that information is to try and, see if we can't get some mushroom allies. We can be the Southerners, and then we have the Shroomers here.
What a great name, the Shroomers.
It's kind of a lot better than the Southerners, so, I don't know.
I don't know how much room we have left in our party.
No. Boo. Yeah, that was actually pretty good, but also boo.
You think they're a bunch of fun individuals?
I'm sure. I'm sure they're a bunch of fun guys.
So I'm going to continue following it, though. Around the corner, at least. Or look around the corner.
Matt's having none of this nonsense as he keeps things going.
Yeah, I just told him. I didn't, stop for a conversation, so...
Okay, so you go turn the corner, and it seems like so actually, let me look at your stuff there. So you notice that as you kind of look to turn the corner here, you notice that there seems to be another one, almost like they're kind of doing guard, about to turn around and come back this hallway.
Okay, so there's a second
two
one.
of them. Yeah, they're almost gonna pass each other. So one of them's gonna keep going, and the other one's kind of gonna rotate back. So you react, so you kind of turn your corner, so you have a bit of time here to do something.
Okay, so then I will relay that information to the group, minus the silo, and then I will quickly go back around the corner and back to where I started.
Okay.
And I will... Is it dark in here?
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay, then I will crouch down in the corner and I don't know. We're in a room, are we in the hallway but just around the corner from them basically?
Yeah, essentially. So yeah, I guess to kind of paint this. So yeah, so you were in a room, you went onto the hallway, you made a left, and then the hallway turns to the right, and at that turn you kind of see along that hallway, you see these two things kind of passing each other. So you can quickly scurry back, go back into that same room if you want, or you don't see any other doors or anything along this hallway except that one here. And then there's actually that's not true. Sorry. Towards going the opposite way, there is another door to across the hall that you could go into, but you don't know what's in there.
Okay, then I will just run back to the group and then see if it comes back to us, all the way back to the room, basically, or if it's just patrolling these hallways.
Okay, so are you guys gonna quickly scurry back with them? Okay, great. So you guys go back to that room. There is a door. Do you guys want to shut that door? It was shut before.
No, I think leave the door open because I want to know basically how far this guy's gonna go. So.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So this thing kind of goes back, and after a moment, as you guys are kind of hiding, I guess you notice that it the door is open. It's not completely open. It sticks its head in, and barely, and doesn't see the lot of you somehow.
Does it leave the door open or does it close it?
It leaves it open, but what you notice, you do hear that that it starts to say something. You don't understand what it is, but it seems to almost seem like it's calling out to maybe the other one or someone. You're not sure. It seems to say something.
Okay. Then I will Well, I guess we'll just wait and see until the other one comes, and we'll confront both of them maybe.
Okay, great. So after a moment there, yeah. So you hear steps, and the other one does, and then they both kind of like swing the door open, and
We
from
all
there,
freeze and don't move. Hopefully their vision is based on movement.
as it swings the door open, it spots the two of you. You guys are now exchanging. You have a moment here to react. What do you want to do? Do you want to engage? Do you want to say anything? You have a split second here. What are you guys doing?
Do we want to try to negotiate? I know all the other times have failed, and we've had to, hide the evidence. Or,
Maybe we see if they get violent when the other one shows up.
yeah.
Okay.
Give them an opportunity to surrender if they are outmatched, which they surely will be.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Orlo with us.
So you notice that this next one here looks a little bit different. It doesn't have like big, like, Corbella like his friend. It seems like this one's like a little bit smaller. And it looks like he's, rather than being kind of like completely like beige, kind of white-ish, like almost, like the stalk of a mushroom. It seems like he's kind of like covered in additional spores. It seems like mushrooms are growing out of him, and he points to you, and he starts like shouting at you, and they look like they're about to be aggressive, but they're like almost like yelling at you. They're like pointing at you. They're not like jumping and attacking you. They're just kind of like almost like they're yelling you can't understand. You guys have a moment to respond here if you want to.
I will just say out loud. Do you speak Common?
Okay, so as why don't you? Okay, give me.
We need our bard here.
Okay, give me one.
Because like the bard, I think
Sorry,
he has
Oliver
an
took a
ability
bio
that
break.
like they can, anything can understand him.
Yes, but he can't understand them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it could be helpful.
So funny enough, one of them actually, so the one that yells at you doesn't speak, but and he's the one that's covered in all spores, but the other one does, and says in a kind of like a low voice. And the other one, his friend, is almost kind of like shocked, or buddy or whatever, pal, is almost kind of shocked, and it looks at him like he didn't know that he spoke Common or something like that. And in broken Common, he's just like, I understand Common, or your language, or whatever you want to say. And this kind of like low, deep, almost like reverberating tone here.
He's like, from my point of view, it's uncommon.
So I'll say we are not here to hurt you. And I point to both of them.
Okay. Why don't you?
So do you point with like a drawn bow and arrow, like we're not
Yeah.
here to hurt you?
Why
No.
don't you give me a persuasion roll here?
It's easy to be persuasive when you're telling the truth. For now.
Okay, so his demeanor kind of changes here. Sorry, I just locked it. And it's kind of hard to tell. They don't really have like eyebrows or anything like that. It's just like two eyes, this like mouth here, and it almost seems like. Watch the notes in here. Okay, so sorry, I completely missed this. I totally messed this up. So you actually don't see like anything in its mouth. It seems like it's almost like a rubric, but it seems like it's speaking to you like telepathically in some sense. And so, and it's just like Zardarok does not want you here. We are giving you opportunity to leave.
Am I the only one who can hear it then? Or like everyone else? I know that the rest of my party can understand that.
No, I'll say for the sake of purposes of translation that he's kind of like sharing this information with all of you.
Okay.
We don't want Zardarok here either, so
Smaller words, Oz. Broken common.
And so he's just like, we have business with him. We finish our contract, and soon we will have land above the ground.
Oh. He's lying to you.
What do you mean by lying?
Not the truth.
Did you read fine print?
No, not document, word of mouth. He's proven himself by his actions. He built this castle, and he's built great creature from what I have heard, to claim lands that were once taken from us below.
Do you know where Zardarok is right now?
No, we mainly work at the forge below.
Is
We
that
have
where
been
the dragon-
recruited to supervise.
What if we can get you better land?
Expand.
Would you like a castle?
This castle is mostly for the Deragar, not fit for us.
Where do you want your land?
We do not know. The contract was that once 10 towns were destroyed, that we could choose the land we see fit.
Oh, well, there's plenty of land between here and 10 towns. I'm sure we can figure something out, and not need to destroy a town.
Zardarok claims that you above grounders are all evil and want to destroy our way of life.
Lies.
that's
But he destroyed our
Okay.
city.
he fired first. He has already sent the mechanical beast across the 10 towns and wrought destruction rather than having a conversation like civilized individuals.
Yeah.
We know the speaker of the largest of the 10 towns, and perhaps if you help us, we can find a spot for you. I mean, the land up here is vast. And freezing, but
He stays silent. His buddy, the one kind of covered in a bunch of additional spores, kind of says something to him in the language you don't understand, and it whatever replies back, and they kind of get an altercation. They point to them, to you all. You're not exactly sure what's going on, and he goes, "My friend here thinks we should report you, and
this-
that you are all lying, and that
So,
the attack was warranted retribution for your people's misdeeds."
So you
How-
can play both fields. I mean, if you just turn blind eye and you lead us to Zardarok, even if we lose, Zardarok can hold his end of the deal. But if you lead us to him and we defeat him, then we can help your people out.
The problem, Zoran, is they believe we are lying. And so, if they believe we are lying, why should they help us?
Because it's a win-win for them.
It's
Either
not a
way,
win-win for
they-
them.
They
If
can play
if we
both
win and
fields.
we're lying, then we turn on them. I think that is their fear.
Your friend speaks true words. How do we know that you will not betray us?
I suppose you don't. You don't know us. We don't know you. Do I know anything about these creatures at all?
Yeah, why don't you give me a nature, or
Oops.
yeah, why don't you give me a nature check on them?
17 for nature.
Okay. So, give me 1 second here. 17. Okay.
That's a fair point that my companion brings up just now, that, you know, we do have a numbers advantage. We could have just attacked you once you entered the room, and we did not, which I hope would indicate some, you know, sign of our good character.
Okay. So, yeah, so you know these as, Myconids or, as these creatures. You know that they're from the Underdark. They kind of keep to themselves. They're not, inherently evil or anything like that. They just operate on their own will. So,
Okay.
it seems like you could negotiate with them. Seems like they don't have like the same kind of drivenness that the Zardarok's having. They do tend to prefer other creatures because they're aware of those at the Underdark, but that's kind of your take on them. He responds to you based on kind of what you said that. I see your point, and maybe to be truthful, Zardarok has been quite frustrating and has been working our people quite aggressively. Seems unwarranted, but promises to complete his end of the deal. Considering you did not attack us, we will listen to your other friend. And then, why don't you guys give me some, for those of you that have spoken here, so, I guess the Silo and, who else has talked? I guess just the Silo? Or not, sorry, it's Oz.
Oz, Bophades, and Zoran have.
Yeah, okay, so why don't you, Oz and Bophades, why don't you give me a persuasion? Does anyone want to add anything to kind of...
I'd like to add advantage to Bophades' persuasion.
No, everyone rolls individual.
Wow.
25.
19.
Rolling rocks here. Okay. So, you guys tell them, they said, okay. He looks at you, expressionless. The best poker face, there's nothing to really tell one way or the other. It's just eyes.
You'd be really good at this card game that humans like to play.
And, and again, in your mind, you all hear, he's just like, we have nothing to lose by letting you go. and you could kill us if we try to attack you. And he's just like, all right, we will let you go. If you like to follow me, I will take you to the elevator so you can go back up to face. Oh, sorry, go back down to face Sardarok. He is at the forge working on mechanical repairs on the creature.
We would very much like that.
Perfect. We appreciate
Oz
it.
will hold out a hand to, like, handshake.
It doesn't quite understand what you're trying to do.
Oz will awkwardly pull back his hand and, like, Buffets, this is why I don't. This is why I'm not the face.
He kind of raises his hand like he's almost looking at it like you're trying to do something. Like he mimics you, but he doesn't doesn't follow suit. Okay, so as you put your hand down, puts his hand down. So then he goes back and talks to his friend. His friend's a little bit frustrated. As much as you can tell, he kind of like does a little bit of expressions with his hands, like gestures wise, but ultimately just kind of lets, seems to acquiesce, and then he leaves the room. And he turns to you all and he's just like, follow me. I will take you to the lift.
Perfect.
Forewarning, you may encounter more of us, not as receptive.
And
Is there-
Can I get your name so I can pass this information along?
Yes. The name Doug, the Myconid.
Doug. All right.
That is a strong name.
Strong
You
name,
could be
Doug.
giving us a fake name.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dig Doug? Doug that digs?
And so, yes, that is I am son of Barry. I'm just kidding. All right, so he starts to escort you. One thing he says is like, I encourage you, if you find others not as receptive, to do please try to keep them alive and reason with them. I understand this might prove difficult.
Can you give us anything that might help us, like a traditional greeting of your people, a token, like maybe just like a pass that's like, hey guys, they're cool.
Tell them Doug sent you.
You
Oh,
got
that's-
it, Doug.
That's good.
Tell them Doug digs you.
Okay. All right. So, so he escorts you. You guys take you to the lift. He does give you. You guys can ask him any other questions if you want. He tells you that upon getting to the base of the forge here.
So before we get to that, I would like to know if Psychic Whispers is actually cast or not. And I would like to know if we want to be invisible before we get to the floor we're getting to.
Can't we do that in the elevator?
Not yet. Yeah, we'll just say you're not right on there yet. If you guys want to do something real quick.
Psychic Whispers is still on, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I'm
can
saying
make
this stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying this stuff out loud. I know Asila's not part of our side.
I can make 1, 2, or 3 of us invisible. If I make 3 of us invisible at once, then it will wear off as soon as we attack. It'll be a 4th level spell slot. I can make one of us invisible and they'll stay invisible through attacks. So I can make Jimothy invisible or myself and it's a form of greater invisibility. So I don't know. It it probably would be a good idea if we don't just show up all in one fell swoop. I could send my book kind of right around the edge or right around the other side of the ceiling and have it hover, way up high and see what I think.
I mean, so you kind of know the layout of the room. I know we kind of saw it a little bit, but maybe because the silo's probably going to do the most damage stuff, maybe he doesn't need to be invisible. He can be the person who's appearing in the elevator, and then the four of us can go and, well, we also have Orla, but she can stand behind a silo or something. But then the four of us can try and figure out levers or something to dismantle a mechanical dragon, or we can set us up for a more advantageous spot.
I think the three of you could be invisible. I don't think that I need to be. And I don't think Orla does. Or Silo.
Yeah, but you are the ones that are going... Okay, but once we get to that floor, Zardrock's going to have all his people come and attack you. Yeah, if you don't want to be invisible, that's fine.
Does it make sense for us to go to the big room first, or should we deal with the minions first?
I don't think...
Yeah, so he'll chime in as you guys are kind of discussing this. He's like, once you go down, you will be in a room, and this is what he was trying to tell you. He's like, once you go down, you will be in an isolated room. Perhaps you will see one of my people. Perhaps not. There will be two rooms adjacent to this room. One is a workshop. Another one is a place of weaponry. It seems to be. You may find others there. But from here, the room below will be fairly isolated.
I was going to say, I thought I remember like Zardarok working for hours in the forge. Like, that's kind of his jam.
Yeah. You're not exactly sister specifically. But yeah, so he tells you like the room below will be probably empty. If you guys want to decide to do something then.
Yeah, and forges are loud. He probably won't even hear the elevator ding.
So,
yeah, my inclination would be to make Jimothy invisible.
I think Jimothy should certainly be the one, if not one of many, that is invisible.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I can make Jimothy invisible and he would remain invisible when he attacks. My goal at that point would be to remain hidden. Because if I take any kind of damage that would disrupt my concentration, we would lose that advantage.
Right.
So, I think there's no point in me not sending my book to hover, at the top of this room beneath us to just confirm that our new mushroom ally, Doug, is being truthful and not just leading us into a trap of like 50 angry underground dwarves. And, depending on the line of sight from up here, I might be able to fire from up here by just peeking over the edge.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Unless this
Let's do
place is like 1,000 feet beneath the surface of the earth and we have to be on this elevator for like an hour to get down there.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we doing? Going into Gringotts?
So yeah, just to move it along. Yeah. So we'll say that. All right. So you send your book down, and he's a little bit confused of what's going on here. Maybe he doesn't show that, but he's just like, almost like intently watching whatever it is you're doing. And sure enough, as you go down, the book, through the eyes of the book, or I guess how you want
The
to
pages.
the pages of the book, you it confirms that there's no one in that room. In that room there is like two kind of like hearths where like there's fires going to kind of keep this room lit. Or two kind of like fire pits almost, but besides that, like it's just this room. You do. Oh, actually, you don't get a sense of that. Never mind. But yeah, you visually see just a empty room where you can tell. You see a big old like wheel that it seems like just how you were at the very top. That there's a mechanism to kind of control the elevator from top. There's a big old wheel at the bottom that controls some of the machinery to drive this thing up and down. That's the only other thing you see.
It's legitimately an empty room. There's no mechanical dragon. Zardarok's not here. It's empty.
Correct. It is. It seems like it's almost like a waiting room or something like that.
Okay. Why don't we all just go down to the empty room? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, the Durgar can be invisible. Son of a. Jimothy, you need to peek down there with your robe. I remember that from the fight that they
Oh
can.
yeah, he's got the eyes.
Yeah,
Of the tigers.
I can just, it gives me dark vision, or I can see into other planes. Can't see into other floors of buildings.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a big hole in the ground that the elevator lift has to go up and down through, so.
Yeah, but it doesn't give me like telescope vision. I can't see like 5 miles.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it
how
also,
far down is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a bit, like from the level you're at, because you were going up, right? And this like takes you all the way down to the forge.
Okay.
It gives me 60 feet of seeing invisible creatures or dark vision. 60 feet. So
Yeah, I mean, you could take it down by your own, go down yourself invisible, and then perceive. But
yeah. I mean, I guess, do we want to be brazen and just all go down there? I mean, I think it's a better tactical decision to not make 3 people invisible and instead either make someone a giant ape to smash shit or make Jimothy invisible and then he gets advantage on every single attack and sneak attack. Look,
Yeah, but I mean,
Because if I make 3 people invisible, that's for scouting.
yeah.
I might as well just make Jimothy invisible. He can go scout, see into other planes of existence, and then come back and tell us what he saw.
yeah,
I could send my damn book down there 300 feet away and
Yeah,
it's
I
not
just
invisible, but
I just got this feeling that, it's just gonna be him. And
by himself.
some of Doug's friends, and I think we can talk them off.
Cliff.
Yeah.
talk them off. Well, you're gonna be going low, so not exactly, but
so we'll talk them up.
Now, if you want, yeah, I mean, it might be worth it to make Jimothy invisible for the whole thing, but I don't personally think it's too necessary, like right off the bat. He's tiny. He can hide well. It's a forge. There's a lot of big things in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, the greater invisibility lasts just a minute, so
Yeah.
it's not for scouting.
So I think we should. It'd be even more awkward if he ran out right when he got down there. Just thinks he's invisible, just wandering around.
Okay, so let's all go.
We all
The
know.
thing is, we don't want one person to go and they die if Zardarok ends
Yeah.
up attacking that one person.
No, it's
and
fine.
we
We'll
can't
send
make
another
it in
person
time.
down.
Because
So how about we just all go, and then we can let the mushroom people know that Doug sent us, that we're not there to harm them, and we are just here for Zardarok.
yeah,
are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Down we
write
go.
us like, I'll give us all signs that say Doug sent us. Vote for Doug.
You have paper, right? Do you want us to do that? Just get-
They're not gonna be able to
Doug
read
can-
it. I can't write
Doug-
whatever.
Doug can put his spore signature on it.
Yeah, Doug. How do you write telepathy?
You don't. Good luck. And I will. So you guys take the lift all the way down past. It seems to be longer, obviously, because you're now going back to level 1, then also going down below to the forge. And I will bring you guys to the map here. Make sure everything's good here.
I mean, if anything, I should get the tiny hut set up down here, and then we go to town, and I'll just meditate inside the hut.
Okay, so you guys are now at the forge level.
This forge is tiny.
Well, dwarves are smaller creatures, so
Yeah. Okay, so you're in this room now, and actually, for the sake of time here, because I don't want to explore this whole thing right now, because you're gonna find a little sneak peek here that this is actually a surprisingly large level. So we're gonna stop there for the evening.
I couldn't tell by all the black.
yeah, it has not been clear to me with all this black.
Yeah, surprising.
No, that's to throw you off. We're
Oh.
actually
Yeah,
only
it's
gonna
actually
explore
just a-
like
yeah.
part of it. It's
It's
a
got a
tiny
bunch of
part.
padding on the map. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just this one crank right here in this tiny little room. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna stop there for the evening. I was hoping we get there, but you guys caught me off guard with flying. I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, I thought they're just gonna fly all the way back up. But it's fine. I was able to get you guys back down here. Though I also was prepared for you guys to fight Doug and Friend, and maybe more. So yeah, we'll stop there, and then we'll pick it up there next time with exploration of this level here. Maybe a lot of exploration. Maybe you guys take the right path and find Zardarok immediately. It's actually really. It could be a quick section next week, depending on how long the combat goes.
Already.
It seems like a prime case of us making someone invisible to sneak around and map out the dungeon for us and then come back.
That is possible. You guys could do that.
I suggest a silo.
I know we're playing next week, right? The 28th. But are
Yep.
we not playing on the 5th?
I don't know any reason why we wouldn't. I guess I'm able to.
We.
Go to Mayo.
I think someone's out of town.
I might.
Oh.
Sonia and I might be out of town. We're still figuring out our plans that week, so.
Okay.
But I'll know well before that day. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Well, cool. Yeah, just let us know, and then we'll proceed accordingly.
Already.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, thanks for bearing with me. With the technical stuff and figuring things out. But next time we'll be right back on track.
All right. Sounds good.
That was a good one. I feel like progress here.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Have a good night.